Now, the New Testament clearly states that it is preferable for men to castrate themselves, become eunuchs, Matthew 19:12. It also states that true Christians can drink poison, Mark chapter 16, and not be harmed. Finally, it states that women must pray with their heads covered, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, and that a woman speaking in church is shameful, 1 Corinthians chapter 14. My question is, why don't the vast majority of Christians follow these rules? And if they do, I would like Mr. Wood, I have a vial of whiteout, liquid paper, highly toxic. I would like Mr. Wood to swig this bottle of whiteout. If he does not do it, then he does not agree that this is the Word of God, because he's a Christian, and Jesus says, according to the Gospel of Mark chapter 16, that he can drink poison and survive. If he does not do it, then he is admitting this is not the Word of God. If he does do it and he survives, I am willing to become a Christian tonight.
Did you say a bottle of whiteout? I might do that for you. I wrote down poison and women in churches. There was something else.
Men have to become eunuchs. It's preferable for men to become eunuchs. Christians can eat poison. A woman must pray with her head covered, according to 1 Corinthians 11. A woman speaking in church is shameful, according to 1 Corinthians 14.
As far as the mark, that comes from the end of Mark, which practically every scholar, every Bible scholar in the world says was not authentic, that this was a later addition. As far as the mark, that comes from the end of Mark, which practically every scholar, every Bible scholar in the world says was not authentic, that this was a later addition, was not authentic, that this was a later addition, was not authentic, that this was a later addition. And so that's not in the early source material. As far as our earliest records don't have that part about the poison.
If Jesus is the God who inspired the Old Testament, why did he command Moses and Joshua to kill women and children? Why did he command that? And when is the killing of children morally justifiable?
Well, I think that's a good question. I'm not sure I could answer it in 3 minutes, and nor can I say that this is the official Christian position. I can say what we're dealing with, though. As far as issues like this bothering me, I think you and I are different. You look at all of these issues I bring up, and it's just a smokescreen. This is just ridiculous. This is no objection at all. And I'm looking at it and going, whoa, this is wild. Whoa, this is wild. Whoa, this is wild. But I'm like that with the Bible too. I'm like that with the Bible. I will say right now, there are tons of things in the Bible that really, really bother me. There are tons of things in the Bible that really, really bother me. There are tons of things in the Bible that really, really bother me. There are tons of things in the Bible that really, really bother me. And the difference is, I think that Christianity can actually deal with these problems. I don't think that Islam can. And I think people have seen that tonight, because you've had an opportunity to answer and you keep pointing the finger at Christianity. As far as Jesus being the God of the Old Testament, here's the data we have. 1, lots of really bad things in the Old Testament. 1, lots of really bad things in the Old Testament. 1, lots of really bad things in the Old Testament. 1, lots of really bad things in the Old Testament.
Okay, get lost. Don't call me again. You have no place with Jesus.